Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be playing with the Puppy Party stamp set and making a black and white card with a pop of red. So here you can see the Puppy Party stamp set. This is a slimline stamp set, so that row of puppies is made to fit perfectly on a slimline sized card. It can be a lot to color, and some days I'm totally in the mood for that, and other days, maybe not so much. So I decided it would be fun to do this card in black and white. So I prepped my paper here with some anti-static powder, and now I'm going to emboss it. So I want it to be black, so I decided to do black ink with clear embossing powder. So I'm going to stamp that down a couple times and make sure I get a nice crisp image with plenty of ink. So I'll do that 2 times with the help of my Misty, and then it'll be ready for the powder. So like I said, I'm going to emboss this with clear powder so that that black ink will show through. And this is going to make it like a little bit more fancy than just stamping it with black ink. Do you see there? My little paper cover fell inside my embossing powder, making it very difficult for the powder to come out. So there's the clear powder, and I like this because when you melt the powder, you can see the shiny images just pop through, and you know whether or not you've embossed everything very easily. So they turn out really good, and this makes it also very easy to color. And I know we're not coloring these today, but we are going to give them some shadow. So even though this is all about not coloring them, I am coloring. But think about this, like if I'm just doing gray markers and adding a shadow, it's really like mindless coloring. I don't have to think about what colors I want to do each of the dogs in the row and what color is going to go next to which one and spots to put on them. Sometimes that is super fun, and I do love doing that, and other days you need a project more like this. So this is just like another idea and another way to use this stamp set. But you could also do this type of idea, the black and white with a pop of color, with so many other stamps. So I wanted to give this card kind of the feel of a dog collar. So I pulled out these Slimline strips die set, and I die cut a black strip with the stitching on the edge. I laid that on my card just to get an idea for placement where I wanted my sentiment to go, and I'm going to stamp right on that. And you see that anti-static powder again, so that means I'm embossing this. I do love white embossing on black paper. It's so classic. It works like all the time, like on any card, right? So we're stamping this up with clear embossing ink and then the white powder over the top. And it's really important to use the anti-static powder on this. Like white powder shows up so good on black paper. I even had a few stragglers and I thought I'd gotten them all, but these things happen. So I'm embossing that with the white powder and melting it with my heat gun, and I just love that look on that stitched edge strip. So you can see here on the back of my strip, I have some double-sided adhesive on there as well as the glue. This warped a little bit when I was embossing it, and so that's just going to ensure that I have placement now and a strong placement because I have both adhesives. So now I have my graham cracker alphabet, love this little guy, and I die cut from some silver cardstock, rough you. It's my other punny sentiment. Besides, we're wishing you a yappy birthday. You know, I just got to lay it on thick. So I die cut those, like I said, from silver cardstock to give them a little bit of shine. And I'm adhering them to this embossed edge circle. So I kind of want this to look like the tag on the dog collar. It's all representational, right? It's not exactly how a collar would look, but it was inspired by that. So you can see I'm just gluing these in place. I did the 2 U's first, making it really easy to add the other letters. And now we're kicking it old school. I have my eyelets and eyelet tools. I'm going to hammer this into the paper. Give me a thumbs up on this video if you remember doing this, and then I'll know you've been making cards as long as I have, like over 20 years. So I've made the hole. I hammered that in. The good thing about that is you could put a hole like literally anywhere on a paper. You're not limited to how far like a hole punch can reach. And then there's this tool with like the pointed end that you put in and hammer the back, so it helps the back of the eyelet lay flat, and then you just hammer it flat till you're done. Plus I have that cute hammer, so it was fun to pull out those old school tools and give it a go. And then I have some silver twine. I wasn't sure how I wanted to tie this off, but I was like, if we're going old school, we're gonna put a bow on it, right? I used to put bows on all of my cards. Not so much nowadays, but it's still fun to have that different texture on there. And this kind of is like the little metal piece that would attach the tag to the collar. So that's what it's representing on this card. And it looks so cute. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Okay, so this is a birthday card, and there are party hats in the stamp set, so we've got to add some. There are 3 party hats, so I decided to stamp all 3 of them and add them to some of the dogs. I didn't want to have too much red on my card, just a pop of it, so that's why I thought 3 hats was perfect. I'm embossing these with white, and you can see that also is such a great look, white powder on red paper. And there is a coordinating die set for the stamp set that cuts out every single thing in the stamp set. Even the confetti, it bubble cuts the words. It's so good. So we'll add these hats right to the heads of 3 of these dogs, just gluing them in place, and I think they look extra cute. Like, you need those little extra things on your card to really make it extra special, right? And these little hats are those things. Well, maybe I have one other thing, and that's these black licorice jelly hearts. I don't know why, but black hearts make me so happy. Like, I don't know, it just seems like a little bit different and a little bit unexpected. So I'm going to add those in and around these dogs to just embellish the card and add just a different kind of texture on there. So look at this tidy tray. I use it all the time. I don't talk about it very much, but I love how it makes it easy for me to pour those embellishments back into the container. Oh, so good. Okay, now I have my Slimline card. I'm creasing it there with my crease tool, and I am going to glue on this panel right here, and it fits with a nice black border all the way around, which really helps draw the eye into the center of the card. But it's a black card on the inside too. So we're going to fix that by adding an insert, and I don't want to leave it naked and plain, so I'm going to add a stamped dog. Now, this dog is the only one in the stamp set that's by itself, so it's perfect for the inside of the card. So I'm going to stamp that and color it out, and I need to do a little fancy masking. Now, I don't do much masking. I always get confused when making a 1-layer scene. What goes in the front? What do I mask first? Then I do that. It's hard. That's a hard thing for my brain. But some people are so good at that. Wow. But I just wanted to add this balloon so it looked like it was tied to the dog's tail. So I just needed a couple little pieces masked off there. And let me tell you how proud of myself I was. But my tip for masking, when you're cutting out your masks, you need to cut right on that black line. So you don't get that part where the thing you're stamping hits a white space and you have this extra white space. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but yeah, it helps to cut on the black line. So now I've laid that in place. I'll pick up that string of the balloon with my Misty Door, ink it up, stamp it down, and it works like magic. The masking is so clever. Maybe if I did it more and I practiced more, I could get it down a little bit better. Maybe that's like a challenge for me in the new stamping year, the coming fall. I feel like summer is like a different thing, and then when fall comes, I really hit card making hard. There's so many fun things, Halloween, Christmas, all those things. So maybe I'll try that, some more masking in my future. All right, I'm gonna color this guy. I didn't do much coloring on the outside, and really this coloring is very simple. It's black and red, period. So it's quick and easy to do. I'm just using some darker colors than I used on the outside, but going with the same tea markers, tonal gray markers, and he looks so cute. So cute. So you really can have a ton of fun coloring out these dogs. But I really enjoyed the little break from just straight up coloring and adding interest to my card with the pops of red. Speaking of pops of red, this balloon, I love how it turned out. I used my I think that was 49. This is R29, and then I'll bring in my lightest, which is R17, and just really blend out the center of this balloon, and it looks so good. Balloons are fun to color. If you're new, like to Copic coloring, you want to practice blending, a balloon is, I don't know, I like it. So there we are, coloring out the bow tie to match the balloon. Very easy, but the next part is what really brings him to life. What do you think? The white gel pen. Just adding a few little lines and a few little dots. It's transformative. It really brings him to life. So I love that, and I think he's really cute, like little Scotty dog. So we'll glue this on the inside, and I will have another black border all the way around and a nice white space to write my personalized greeting. So there we have our Rough You card. We have our dog say I love you, and we give him treats. Now, maybe it doesn't sound like I love you to everyone else, but it sure does to us. So there's the finished card, and look how fun. You could really use this idea with so many other stamps that you probably have on hand. So maybe give it a try. Try black and white with yellow or turquoise or pink. I love black and white with pink. So thank you so much for stopping by the Trinity Stamps channel today. If you want more inspiration, we have Instagram and Facebook full of ideas for you. And I will be back again next Saturday with another video just for you. I'll see you then. Happy stamping. Bye.